Okay, last time I was playing this game, I spent 4 hours literally going around and getting the first couple of things done. And I haven't eaten anyone yet. Still debating whether or not I'm actually going to do that. This way. Hold on. That's not right. Oh, wow. Well, I don't know how to... That's not it. I gotta get used to how this game plays again. Wait. Ah, there we go. Just trying to get to Vampyre site. Alright, let's go over here. Oh. Shite. I need to go through here in order to get to my freaking side quest, don't I? Shit. Oh, that's bull. Okay. This is serious bull right now. Alright, so when I was playing this game before, I learned actually a lot that I continually forgot. The blood quality that I embrace. Is directly the amount of experience I get from an individual is based directly off of their blood quality. Which is changed dependent on if someone has an illness or not.
Help! The damn strangers are attacking me!
much. Crap.
Help! Damn strangers are attacking me! Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands! Help! Damn strangers are attacking me! Get away from me!
Come on.
You're disgusting hands!
Ah, fucking asshole.
Damn strangers are attacking me!
So stupid. That should not have been that difficult. I mean, it probably didn't help because I freaking used a lot of my blood
What
up
happened?
there.
Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
A fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent. But those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
He has a cold. There we go. I need weaker opponents. Then I have to come back for those two vampires. I don't want them killing that guy. I could use him later. I don't need experience, I just need blood. Assholes. Oh, you gotta be actually fucking kidding me. No, fuck you, bitch. That was annoying. Didn't even need the freaking experience points, really.
There's one of them vermin.
Shotgun. Nope. Useful though. I do need the bullets. Nope. Not what I was looking for. I will take. What? Oh, wait. Large bottle of pills. Rare item. Ooh. Go me. Motherfucking! I should have seen that coming. I think I only have enough blood to use coagulation. Talk about annoying. Oh god, fuck this. I got thrown back all the fucking way to these goons. I'll fucking eat blood from somebody else. I feel like I was just here. That's dumb.
This is no place for you, sir. Don't come any...
Fire, damn it! What the hell?
He's done for you! When did you join the guard? 2 days ago. Die, vermin!
So much more difficult than it has to be.
Let's be on your way home. Go on, off you trot.
Oh shit! Oh man. I really almost died there. Again. Not fun at all. It sucks because it won't heal by itself when I'm agitated. Come on, fucking stamina, get up faster. Worst part is that later on, I know for a fact I'm going to have to farm up some of these sons of bitches in order to get some of the materials they drop. I can say for 100% surety that that is not going to be what happens. Quarantine. No one shall enter or leave quarantine areas without written permission to the local health authority. Oh, this is a quarantine zone. So is that guy? Blinker? Oh, I get it. Oh.
Mine! I'll take
Ah, fuck. That's so stupid. In order for me to freaking dodge the humans, I have to go fight.
Can't let you back, demon! See them fancy clothes? It's all tough! Back to the shadows!
Stop fucking shooting me! I'm leaving! You fucking pain in the ass!
God walks with me!
Shit, 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 shit.
Oh, that's good and smart!
Fucking die again. Gonna fucking die again! Stop shooting me! I'm running away! Jesus fucking Christ! Now I'm back here, which didn't fucking help me at all.
This is no place for a gentleman. Are you there? A leech! A leech!
Oh, what the shit? What the fuck are you doing here? You would think with all of them around there wouldn't be something that... You wouldn't think there was not something like that fucking that close! So annoying. Where the fuck am I now?
Not a good place for a stroll.
Fucking...
Did you hear me?
Lock onto him! What the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
I'd step back, sir. A leech! A leech! We have to stop it!
Fuck you! I start fucking back over from the last save spot with no fucking blood. Even if I wanted to go fight them, I can't because I don't have fucking blood. So stupid. gonna let me use the serum? Like, really? You're not gonna fucking let me use the fucking serum after I just spent that fucking time literally going back so I can get the goddamn serum. Oh my god. What a fucking waste of time. It's so stupid because I'm literally right there. And I just have to fucking cross the bridge.
Watch out for the vampire's bites.
Those weren't vampires, those were humans.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year. When did you join the guard?
I just joined and I didn't see what happened.
Yeah.
Step away, sir.
Turn around, sir.
Die, vermin! Die, vermin!
I just love how that man just watched his friend have a bite taken out of him and did nothing.
Don't even get me started on that. Come on, group back up, group back up, group back up. Group back up, group back up. Group back up. Oh, for God's sakes. Well, that was fun. Not really. Spent all that freaking time doing that. So annoying.
So in the Relic of Heroes, what kind of vampires will you use, since there's so many different kind of vampires you could use, or will you use most?
Probably will use the same. Probably will use my own like concoction of vampires. Because there are just so many different kinds of vampires, you really can do whatever you want. I mean, I like this kind of vampire where they're only agitated by the freaking sun. Although when in direct sunlight for long periods of time, they freaking start to melt. They basically like just melt.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu.
Alright. Oh nice, more shotgun shells and a large box of pills. Oh.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Someday
Not
you'll
me.
understand. You wasted your life away.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
I never liked Albert.
He's just one of those kinds of kids.
All right.
Just about everybody in this game
Perhaps
is like
the
one of those
poor
kinds of
young just
characters.
confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
You know, considering you're literally sitting on this wall right now, I can fucking curb stomp your head into the fucking wall.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
You're being manipulated by these criminals. What's worse is that you're clever enough to know better.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
Oh.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
I thought it was a little bit.
Goodbye, young man.
Boots will be proud of me.
Alright, and this...
Bloody heart, boy. What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw
So
what
you
happened?
wanna join the
Who are you?
wet boot
Dr.
boys
Reed.
who've been
I'd like to ask
constantly
you a few
losing
questions,
members
if
by
you promise to
strange
send
fights,
guns.
harsh wounds?
Look, I'm not a violent man.
Yeah.
I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
I mean, let me be the judge of that. Oh, he suffers from... Oh, this is the son of a bitch that suffered from migraines.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
Pretty sure I don't have
for it
migraines.
too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
That was really awkward.
You don't have anywhere to go.
Maybe that man stole
Since the
his
death of my
headache
wife,
medicine.
Albert Smuller. She was sick.
The coupon?
Long before the flu and all
Oh.
that shit.
Yeah, probably.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Oh, that's why he defended him.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me
Well,
up.
if everything
Finally,
is
they
coming
sent me
up
back to the front
roses,
lines
we
with a handful
can
of
go.
tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Oh, that's why he has a migraine. Ugh, poor guy. Some of these freaking words. What's down here? Rats. Good.
This is despicable.
Maybe my game glitched out. I'm not entirely sure.
Good evening, miss.
It's still up, just a lot of harsh lag there.
For this unknown and deadly epidemic.
Actually,
Of course there is.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Wait. Swanborough?
Oh, she good, she has something to research, more cures, I believe.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
List of ingredients printed in Latin. Really? Latin. Oh. Wow, look at that. She actually has a bunch of ingredients that I might need later. That's beautiful. That's actually beautiful. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna deconstruct
science
it.
fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
When science, nice lady.
The Swan cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you
Alright.
have the money.
I guess I'll go this way.
Oh, the placebo effect is what she using.
What's the placebo effect?
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Oh, okay, I just have to wait. Nah.
A strange man was at the door where the
Where
pass for our medical
basically
facility.
you
I
give
refused
them
him
something, tell them it is a cure when it just a sugar pill or something like that, then it helps cures them cow.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me, just downwind.
Okay.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Okay, that makes sense. And then it just comes back. Oh, fuck me.
Turn around.
Oh, he's level 8.
Are you stupid?
Shit. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not where I was supposed to go. More iron rods, though. Ah, fuck.
Who puts loot rods in a trash can?
I mean, how viable were lead rods during the time period is my question. Because maybe it could be as a hiding spot. I mean, people use the trash can for a lot of things. In this day and age. Thinking about it, now I remember why I never played freaking, Sky, now I remember why I never played, whatchamacallit? Fuck, there it is. What was it? A Souls game.
I wouldn't hide a weapon at all in the situation of some beast killing people, crazy people talking about vampires carrying guns. Hell no, hide-eye.
I mean, and you're smart. Never accuse people in a panic to be smart. That's the thing. Ah, really? Ow. Fuck.
I never accuse anyone of being smart. Take a look at my friend Luke, emoji smiling face with open mouth.
You're an asshole. Can I port up there? No, I can't. Okay, so what the fuck is the purpose of going
Yes, I have one.
Ugh. Don't be a child, Charles. Okay, where the fuck am I now? Ugh.
It's locked.
Ugh.
Don't tell me what I can and can't be.
It's locked, all right.
Oh. Okay. Well, now I know where I am. Literally just somehow went in a circle. Okay, here we go.
Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see...
I mean, she wants to help people who can't pay for
What do you
it.
mean, besides the epidemic, the war,
Yeah.
and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
That's what a bottomless pit is, you fucking idiot.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Skulls.
Well, also the idea of a bottomless pit is also impossible. There is always a bottom.
Well, yeah. Oh, shit. The terminology is just really weird sometimes. Grease, nails, even more solutions, and gun parts. Common trigger, a tiny good handle piece, a tiny common handle piece. Oh cool, I can sell shit. I forgot I can do that. Ring. Alright, done with him. Let's go over here.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist?
I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
She's not wrong.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
How did you become the local bully
At least Joe has a good heart under all the tough exterior.
I'm about 5 seconds from stabbing the son of a bitch in the throat, though.
So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Alright, so hold on. Isn't it right? Yeah.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm a Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I mean, it could be worse. There could be a plot going around. Oh, wait.
Without my father noticing, and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
How anti-Semitic.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
I mean, that kinda how things go when shit hits the fan. It's the people you have to worry about most.
So if I wasn't born,
usually,
people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Goodbye, young man. Take care.
The worst part is that this guy. The worst part is about this.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Large box pills. Let's look around further, see if we can steal anything else from this fucker. Steal more. I don't mind. I'll kill him if he comes in the house.
It's locked, all right.
Ugh, I think I'm gonna have... He probably has the key, too. Job refusal letter. Oh my. Professional vampire hunters? What?
Is there only pain?
Don't you hate all these locked chests?
Oh yeah. Very much so. Okay, here's the church.
Men should not be your main concern. The disease upon us is not an accident of nature, but the punishment of a divine will.
Oh,
Forgive
Lord.
my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Oh God, he's one of those.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients.
I was thinking same thing. He one of those is people.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Oh God, if I actually was sponsored by YouTube, I would be worried about this game getting me demonetized.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
Well, it wouldn't matter if you're only viewer and I have YouTube Red and you still get revenge.
It's just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes, I've seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Oh, he is worse than those his people.
The vampire hunters? No, not necessarily. I mean, I did come across a reverend character earlier. You weren't here for that. I almost died.
Has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free
I
gift,
mean the regular zealots that says science is not the answer, religion is.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition.
There we go.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupting city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery.
Stonebridge?
Where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Oh dear.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Oh God.
I've had enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Oh God, it's so annoying. It's literally people like him that make me tear down the freaking formations of religion.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
That's funny. Oh, and this guy suffers from fatigue, and I don't have any more fatigue. Well, shit on a stick. Alright.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill more people than the war itself.
Yes, this is another kind of war, but just as deadly. History will judge us all for what we did and what we did not.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Okay, so I need to get more. I need to make more fatigue medicine. Oh.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
I'm kind of glad I'm not sponsored.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
And I care why?
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will
If
put
not
them
like you would
And you
get
think that
ads
would work?
even if sponsored
If you knew the
cause
man I deal
companies
with,
hate
their
video
health would not be what
games
you'd worry about.
videos.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Okay. Alright, so Darby and what's her name needed fatigue medicine. No, okay.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. That's funny. There we go. There's that.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Alright, and then the poet, which I need to go to
The flower was glowing back there.
Yeah, no, I got that. what I grabbed.
You are blinded by your false faith.
Ready. I wish there was a way to crit in this game. I really do love the atmosphere of this game, though.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just disease, desertion, and despair.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
And he has a cold. Alright,
May
so
I
was
ask
this
you a
guy...
few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I felt THT burn in 2019 that one hurt.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
I can kind of agree with that, but at the same time, listen to me, you fucking idiot.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
That's a interesting point of
yes.
view.
The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
You know, I hate the fact that he actually makes sense.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious?
One of the few people who makes sense.
Malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
Yeah, right?
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercourt.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Tell me,
I love some of these responses.
Why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her
At
to come with
least
me.
in this game you don't get punished to go in all the chat options unlike other games.
Right?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
I can't agree with that one.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity...
Quit making sense.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
I mean, he's doing this for selfish reasons, but, you
I'll
know,
leave you alone,
it's less
sir.
selfish.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Okay. Enrollment refusal letter.
Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
You should head back to a safe house and see if you can cure migraines by breaking down some substances.
No, I still can't. It wouldn't matter anyway if I could. I don't have the whatchamacallit for migraine yet.
You got that thing from that one lady. It might have Merkin cure in it when you break it down.
It might allow me. That's a good point. Alright. Oh, I know exactly where this is.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. I, the God.
It's the weirdest thing, really. I thought there was a hideout in somewhere around Whitechapel, but I haven't found one. So I have to go all the way back to Pembroke.
I do somewhat love the games that just have random boss battles.
That's yeah, that's definitely this game for you. Ah, here we go. Bronchitis. Alrighty. Excuse me.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. I, the guards recruit more and more every year.
You look...
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Also, I looked it up real quick. You can get Merkin cure after the Crane quest line.
Oh, that would explain a lot.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Alright, there we go.
Goodbye.
Recovering.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Alrighty. And then, who else had the cold? Shit, where's Darby? This is one thing about the game that I don't like, is you have to go searching for fucking NPCs sometimes. At the same time, it makes a lot of sense because, you know, they're people, they're characters.
Then you would hate the SAO games.
I played the SAO games. I have Fatal Bullet. Oh, wait, there's Darby. Why is there a loading screen for this?
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you
Not
must accept
Fatal
the risk.
Bullet, one of the ones before that where you would have to hunt them down like Liz just to upgrade your weapons, and sometimes she
won't spawn. Luckily for me, I never really upgraded my weapons. I just kept getting new ones. Or switching between trees. Alrighty. There was somebody who had cold. Who was it? They're recovering. Okay, no, he had fatigue. He had a migraine. Bronchitis. Cold. Cold. Okay, so Richard Nivercock. Bates, I remember him. He has a migraine, I can't do anything about that right now. And fatigue. Shit. Okay, so cold. I knew I should have looked at this thing beforehand. Whatever.
but looking at it requires effort.
Yes, and in order for you to actually, play a game like this, you must have effort. Mother actual. Alright. One more fatigue. Alright. I know where Mr. Bates is.
See, I could see you spending 10000x if it allowed you to craft on the spot.
If it allows me to craft on the spot, that'd be great. Careful here.
You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are, never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
I'm just gonna have to wait until... It's so weird.
You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are, never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
I'm just gonna have to end the night and find him in Whitechapel later because it's not letting me do it now. Whatever, he's an asshole anyway.
I have this thirst for blood.
Alrighty, who else needed freaking medicine? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take care of the last person who needs medicine, at least for now, and then deal with it later. Oh good, these jerks are still dead.
This one's mine! There we go. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, we can confirm vampire activity there. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. I personally snuck inside and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it's getting worse. The administrator of the Dr. Swansea, according to our team leader, Amanda Tolton, who died yesterday in a fight against a skull by the canal. He might be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then something bigger going on in Pembroke. Maybe maybe a nest of vampires, protected by those bloody traitors of the Stole. Woo! I can upgrade my steak now. Fatigue, he was cold, and Richard Nimmercox.
This is despicable.
Oh. Here we go.
I have this thirst for blood.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guards recruit more and more every year.
can't believe I'm doing this.
No, not there. Nuts. Hold on.
Oh yeah, did you hear?
You hear about what? Man. The fuck?
That the bird is the word.
Considering it's you, I probably should have seen that coming. Come on. Where are these guys?
You really should have.
We can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Baron. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask
I
you a few
also
questions?
love how the voice always sounds like condensing or smartass tone.
Me or the other
Do you need any
characters?
medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not
The
sure.
voice reading out what I'm saying.
Oh.
But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
There we go. Alrighty. And that's the church over there. Oh, you just came out of that door.
This is despicable.
Alright, so she's up here.
To all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Here we go.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Ha! I got in the door. So where the hell did he go? Ah, there he is.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Damn.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long they might
He
as well
want
be dead.
wrong.
As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Whoops, too far.
Yes?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor? It must be my lucky day.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Really?
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
I mean, with the concept of how vampires work in this world, a doctor is an amazing job for one to have if they can avoid their thirst.
It's not so much about avoiding their thirst, it's more so sanctifying it to where it doesn't become out of control. Which, as a doctor, would definitely work.
Razvan, can you hear my voice? I need help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh man, that ringing is so annoying.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure.
By the way, in case you're curious, the cardiac message doesn't work at the ear.
But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I figured you like to know, 'cause you would hate that fact of not knowing if you just choosing the wrong option.
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
At least she doesn't know she a vampire and think she just a murdering rich lady.
Right? I really don't know what to do in this situation. I embraced her last time.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady
Spare is
Ashbury and
you
Pembroke
helping
Let that
her.
rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on
And
every
charm
word.
is
I
her
know you have a generous heart to give freely
well-forgetting.
to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Huh.
It's locked.
Damn it.
Also, I think anything involving charm and stuff like that will increase mesmerist level.
Yeah, I noticed that myself just now.
Well, since the door is now forced open, don't have to worry about permission to go inside now.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, Richard Nivikoth.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
What the actual fuck?
You pay for peace of mind.
There we go.
False faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Niven.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Alright, and with that, that's everything I needed to do in here. Well, almost everything. But good enough for me.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy!
Don't you love surprise boss battles?
Absolutely not.
that could have gone slightly smoother.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me. Even the darkest thoughts.
So many deaths.
My blood and
A
soul.
lot of my own life.
They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
There is no hunt, and nobody is searching for you. You're no threat to this hospital, and you have my word you are perfectly safe here.
Your lies demean you, Doctor. Do you really expect me to lower my guard? I know exactly who I am, and what I am dealing with.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Disgust on every streak. Daily routine.
Perhaps I should have considered the